How my client Frank got $97,000 to buy his first house. I'm going to share how my client Frank used the CalHFA Dream for All program and he got $97,980 for down payment and closing costs assistance. He was able to buy his first home using that money, and you can too. I'm making this video to help educate first-time home buyers, real estate agents, and lenders in California. And I want to share an example of how someone actually successfully used the CalHFA Dream for All program, changes to the program, and the next steps if you are interested in the program. If you're interested in real estate education or interested in learning about life as a real estate agent or loan officer, hit the subscribe button. Now I'm going to actually tell the story of Frank, my client Frank. So I met Frank on March 30th of 2023. He called me, he asked about the CalHFA Dream for All program, and he really just wanted to see if it was real and if he could qualify for it. So on that very same day when I first met Frank, we talked about the program, we talked about qualification, and then he said, yeah, let's move forward with the loan application and let's see how much do I qualify for. What does that loan qualification process look like? Frank went ahead and submitted some documents, his driver's license, 2 years of W-2s, his 30 days of his most recent pay stubs, and 2 months of bank statements. So after Frank submitted everything, it took about 24 hours for my team to review all the documents and verify how much Frank was qualified for in terms of buying a home. Frank ended up being qualified for, I think, about $550,000 purchase price, and he ended up actually going shopping those next few days. He went home shopping, found the home that he loved, and he ended up opening escrow on a new construction home. So if you don't know what a new construction home is, that's totally okay. A new construction home just means that it's basically a brand new home. It's being built or it's about to be finished by the time you close escrow. So Frank's home buying timeline here met him on March 30th, and he was basically qualified and pre-approved to go home shopping the next day. And then on 4/3, he spent those next couple days, he was home shopping, and then on 4/3, he opened escrow on his home, and he eventually got keys to his new home May 16th of 2023. So you might be wondering, how did Frank get $97,980 towards his down payment and closing costs from the CalHFA Dream for All program? Basically, that program offers 20% towards down payment or closing costs for qualified first-time home buyers. Comment below if you think a 20% down payment would help you buy your first home. We knew Frank was a qualified home buyer because he completed his loan application. So he went through the normal process of applying for a home loan, and that allowed us to realize, okay, if we run the numbers with a 20% down payment and the interest rate that CalHFA sets, we just ran that scenario with him. We knew exactly how much home he was able to purchase. Frank also acted super quickly, and he was so decisive because he knew exactly what kind of home he was looking for, and he knew the price range that he could qualify for. And so the first round of this CalHFA Dream for All, the program was actually first come, first serve. So that means whoever was in escrow and qualified for the program with an approved lender with CalHFA could apply for the program. Luckily, CalHFA made some changes this time. So the first major change to CalHFA this time around is the home buyer must be a first generation home buyer. What that means is the home buyer cannot have had ownership in a home or been on a mortgage in the last 7 years. And this means that the buyer's parents do not currently own a home, or if their parents have passed away, did not own a home or have ownership interest in a home at the time of their passing. Or there's also another definition of a first generation buyer, and that's someone who has at any time been placed in foster care or institutional care. So to reiterate, first big change, first generation buyer. The second big change is that lottery system I just mentioned. So the previous go round of CalHFA, it was first come, first serve. It was crazy. People were in escrow. They were applying for the grant program. You'd have to wait, 48, 72 hours, see if your application got accepted or not. It was absolute chaos. So this time they changed it to a lottery system. I think this is much better. So yeah, in April, there's going to be a window, I think between April 3rd to the 29th, where you can apply and enter into that lottery system. Then once the lottery application period is over, they are going to select at random who the winners are. And so a part of registering for that lottery, you will need to complete 1 hour of home buyer education. And then basically, if you're one of those lucky people that wins that home lottery, you're going to have 90 days to find your new home. So next steps, if you are trying to use this program, the first is see if you qualify. And if you don't know who to reach out to, feel free to just email me directly. Here's my email address. And so if you do end up qualifying, that's fantastic. You will need to complete a 1 hour home buyer education course. Email me if you need the link to that as well. And then obviously, once that's done, you can go ahead and apply for the voucher program in April once the portal opens up or the registration opens up. And then after you apply to that portal and you're in the lottery, hopefully you win the lottery and you get a voucher. Once you get that voucher, go home shopping and find that home because you have 90 days to get into your new home. Maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed and maybe feeling a little discouraged because you do have to win a lottery to get this down payment assistance. But the great news is that there's other programs. So for example, City of Long Beach, so I'm in California, obviously. The City of Long Beach has a very similar program to this. They're not offering 20% down payment or $150,000 for down payment assistance, but they are offering $25,000. And the requirements are very similar to this program. There's also another program in Riverside. It's offering $5,250 for down payment or closing costs and $500 for an appraisal. So don't lose hope, right? There's other programs out there. You got to do the best if you're a home buyer to find and educate yourself on different programs. Agents and lenders, same thing. Do what's best for your clients. Get educated on this stuff, especially in your local market, and be an expert for it. Be an advocate for your clients. In summary, I think the CalHFA Dream for All program is an amazing program for first-time buyers, at least for the ones that can qualify for it and the ones that win it. If you're not one of the people that ends up being able to use the CalHFA Dream for All, that's okay, right? Make sure you educate yourself. Look for other programs that might help you achieve home ownership. Make sure you put yourself in a position to apply for the program. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me.